Hi everyone, Buyer's Agent Jay Pace here from Providence Property Group. This is the November market update. Let's jump straight in. So Australian housing values were 1.3% higher in November, marking the 14th consecutive month where CoreLogic's National Home Value Index recorded positive value growth. The November update takes national housing values up 22.2%. Which is going to be higher over the past 12 months, a year-to-date 22.2% increase, adding approximately $126,700 to the median value of Australian homes. So that's the median value of Australian dwellings across all the states of Australia. As the trend has been for the past 3 months, we're seeing growth, but less growth than we've been seeing the month before, okay? And in last month's video, I actually explained the reasons why the market is starting to slow down. And I also explained that this does not mean that you should hold off to buy a property. Brisbane and Adelaide are the only cities, as a matter of fact, yet to experience any type of slowdown. They're just going from strength to strength to strength. And with their monthly rate of growth reaching new cyclical highs across both cities in November as well. So prices are not slowing down because people don't want to buy property anymore, okay? Prices are slowing down because less people can afford them. That's the plain and simple of it. You will not save money if you look to buy later. It's a fallacy. It doesn't work. We get people say it all the time, and then they scratch their heads and they come back to us 12 months later or 6 months later, whatever, and they say, do you know how much money I've missed out on? Because they calculate it, which just rubs salt in their own wound. But although the monthly pace of growth is definitely easing, as I said, we've seen that we've increased by 22.2% this year. And that's nationally, but particular capital cities have had better growth than that as well. So based upon median values, capital city houses are now 37.9% more expensive than city units. The largest difference that we've ever seen on record, the disparity between a unit and a house. In dollar value terms, a capital city house is averaging approximately $240,500 more than a capital city unit. So in Sydney, where the gap between houses and unit values is definitely the widest, a house costs about $523,000 more on average than a unit. So I still stand by my claim that I think I made in September, that there will be a strong return to unit living as people start to realize the importance of location over size. And I'm sure in future videos, I'll get more data and explain more about this later on. There's this common misconception that houses are always the best investment. If we're talking a house and a unit in the same suburb, absolutely. But if we're talking a house 5 suburbs or 5 kilometers further away than the suburb that has the unit's still most times going to actually perform better because location is the driver, people, not the size of the product. There's a really great quote by Lao Tzu where he says that time is a created thing, and to say that I don't have time is to say that I don't want to. And I hear this all the time from people, not just clients, family, friends, all the time, just saying, oh, I don't have time. And then unfortunately, we can calculate that time because time equals money, and we can figure out how much that sentence is actually costing people per week, per month, per year, etc. Now, according to a new report by comparison site Finder, Australia's aspiring property owners are spending as much as 18 years saving up for a 20% deposit for a house before they can finally afford a home. Unsurprisingly, Sydney was the most expensive, with residents needing to spend just over 8 years on average to save for a home deposit. Melbourne came in second place with an average time to save a deposit taking about 7 years and 4 months, followed by Hobart about 6 years and 4 months, and Adelaide 5 years and 5 months. Bringing together house price data and household income data, Finder's analysis actually revealed that Sydney is home to the most expensive LGAs, no surprise there, with residents needing on average over 18 years to save for a deposit in some suburbs. So Wallara was in that. In fact, the top 10 LGAs where it takes the longest time to save based on average household income are all in and around Sydney. And there's a full list. You can go to finder.com.au and see it and see what those suburbs are. I think this is really important. We did some numbers a little while ago because people kept talking about saving. Oh, I'm just going to sit back and save for a little bit, just sitting on some cash. So sitting on cash is not the answer. And today, $1 Australian is worth only 2% of what its value was in 1923. Now, most of us don't have anybody probably still in our lives that was born in 1923 or that was even around that time. But the purchasing power of $1 has been disseminated over the last 100 years. And $100 in 1923 was the equivalent in purchasing power of about $4,210.71. Today, an increase of $4,110.71 over 98 years. So the dollar had an average inflation rate of 3.89% per year between 1923 and today in 2021. And that produces a cumulative price increase of 4,110.71%. So this means that today's prices are 42.11 times higher than the average price in 1923. Now, a lot of you are going to go, well, no big deal, we all know that. But according to the Australian Bureau of Statistics, Consumer Price Index, $1 today is, well, it only buys about 2.37% of what it could have bought back then. So sitting on your money and waiting for the right moment to jump in is eroding your money rapidly. And using the largest populated city in Australia as an example, being Sydney, Sydney property values have grown more than 400% in the past 30 years. So I think it's just really important when we look at these price changes and this data. I want you to understand that I just did some calculations for a client the other day that's buying in Brisbane as an example. It's taken them 6 months to actually jump on the horse and get in there. And I've just explained to them that from January 1st this year to the 1st of December this year, the average house price in Brisbane has increased by $18,000 per month. Now, I don't know many people that can save that much money after tax, after spending, and have that money ready to go on a property. The numbers are far worse in places like Sydney, Melbourne, etc. And I'm going to do the numbers for everybody for the end of year, and I'll present that probably in my findings when I do my February presentation, which will be the first one that I do coming back in 2022. Now, the total stock advertised in the market is still 24% below the 5-year average nationally, and then Australian homes are averaging about 25 days on the market to sell, and that's down from 47 days, which is the same period back last year. I want you to be open-minded. Let our professional buyers agents help you. For almost 2 decades, Providence have helped Aussies locate, assess and negotiate their ideal home or investment Australia-wide. So stop procrastinating and contact us today. If you want to send me an email, tell me how long you've been looking for. I'll be happy to do the calculation and let you know how much money that's cost you by waiting, and hopefully that might be the kick in the backside that you need to jump in there and actually do something. I want to thank you for your time, and I will see you not next month, but I'll see you in February. Have a great Easter, Christmas, holiday period, all of that jazz. Have a great day.